Time now for our VIP Chautauqua with Cable 8's James Reed. And tonight, James introduces us to Heather Johnson, the co-owner of one of the nation's largest purveyors of miniatures.
Heather tells us how she and her business partner, Sandra Duffy, came to be in the ever-growing world of miniatures.
I talked her into trying a project, and she had the bug. Miniatures is kind of something you either like or, you don't like, and so she really enjoyed it. So we used to get together once a month and work on a project and sort of talked about when we'd retire and maybe we'd have our own miniature shop. And then one day when I was working at Chautauqua, I stopped at Pearson's Stained Glass and Miniatures to pick up some stained glass for Norton Hall. And Mrs. Pearson had decided to retire and sell her shop. And so I went back to see Sandra, who also worked at Chautauqua, and said, this is our big chance, So that was 7 years ago. That was in 2003, and we thought about it for about a minute, and we decided to go for it. Well, we bought what Mrs. Pearson had. She had about 3 rooms in her home that were fitted out in miniatures. So we purchased her displays and her bit of inventory. And then we proceeded to travel to shows. We go to Las Vegas, we go to a couple shows in Ohio, and we order from artisans from all over the world. And so we've built the inventory to have a wide selection. Everything from, castles all the way up to modern and everything in between. I think because of our location, we're able to expose a lot of people to miniatures that maybe might not otherwise. They'll just wander into the shop, and then the next thing they know, they're making a memory box, or they're redoing an old dollhouse, or it kind of gets the juices flowing, and we like to help them with their projects, so that works out really well.
And you might be surprised to learn about the diversity of their clientele.
I have a lot of men that do this, everybody will walk in and say, oh geez, I don't have a little girl, and then I'll tell them, probably 80% of our customers are adults. There's a lot of husbands and wives that do this together, and then I do have a lot of women that just kind of pursue it on their own. It's like our perfect little world when all the rest of the world's bad. Everything's just the way we want it in here. And then I do have kids also, and I have grandparents that come in with kids, and that's really fun. They have a very good time. So, I say really it's for everybody from the itty-bitty, because we've got really sturdy dollhouses upstairs, all the way up to the adult collector who wants nothing but the finest pieces that there are. Just about anything you can think of, there's a way to either make it or order it. There's people out there all over the United States and Europe making amazing things.
All right, thanks, James. Now be sure to join us again next week as we bring you part 2 of our profile. In the meantime, you can check out the Chautauqua Miniatures website for more information and for a peek at their massive inventory of very small items.